Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it's the continuation of the Road to the Leopard series, and I'm still on the VK3001D. Bit of a lag spike there, did you see it? That was the fastest TD in the West. Now, oh yes, and also I have a hover tank. There you go. Yeah, I don't know what was happening, bit of lag spiking, but never mind. Never mind. We'll just crack on with it and do the best we can. Now, apologies for no video yesterday. I made a grievous error. I was looking back through the comments, namely the ones on the last sort of garage tour video that I did, and just having a look at what people had asked for reviews, and I saw the KV2. And my new laptop turned up yesterday. And so I had a lot of you know, a lot of stuff. I had that set up, I had to download the updates, I had to get all my editing software and everything else installed on it, and get everything moved across from my old one to my new one. So I thought in the meantime I'll get some footage of the KV2 and do a KV2 review. Some of you may know where this is going. Now, got to the evening, sat down to do the review, to edit it and everything, and just a horrible thought occurred in the back of my mind that I've already done a KV2 review, and I checked and I have. So yeah, derp. Bit of a cock up, but I had no backup either, so unfortunately there was just no video for yesterday. So yeah, sorry about that. Bit of a big mistake on my part, so these things happen, and I'll try not to let it happen again. But anyway, new laptop's here, my new capture card turned up today, so hopefully tomorrow I should be up and running with everything, and fingers crossed recording in 60 Hz or 60 frames a second instead of 30, which I have to at the moment. But anyway, back to this. So first match, not too savage, nothing great of course, but I did kind of get overwhelmed a little bit up that end, and the Tiger 131 took me out. And I've tried something a bit different with this one as well, with the format of it, because of how many games it sort of takes now. So if the clips are separated by a crossfade or a blur, then it's the same match. If it's the rotating side swipe thing like that, then it's a separate match. So moving on to the second one, I wanted to get out of this, as most of you know now, not overly keen on it. So what I did, I bought a few of the ×2s, bought the bundle, I think 4 or 5 in, and had some points from the American Dream Team up, so I just basically traded them in for a few of the lower rewards, you know, where you get a few boost stops, that sort of thing, and use them on this. There you go, you see the crossfade, so this is the same match. There you go, I'm getting snazzy now. Anyway, yeah, traded in the points as well to get some boost stops, so I could basically run this, and part 5 would be the last one. So now I've just got to think about how I'm going to do the rest of it, whether I'm going to show every single match, because there's going to be a lot of matches sort of per tank now, a hell of a lot, or whether to just show maybe 2 or 3 of the better ones for the day. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'll have to have a think about it now, but anyway, put all these ×2s on and just ground through this. Had some alright matches, again, just had nothing outstanding, all sort of quite average, and some of the better matches that I had, unfortunately, were losses. But by the end of this video I did manage to unlock the 3002D, so I have moved on to the tier 7 now, not played any matches in it yet, and now my voice is going again. There, that's better. So, yeah, with this one, so I have, like I say, just some, you don't get the result screen, some I've just included a short part of the result screen just to give you a general idea. This one was a slightly better match, again, but unfortunately, at the risk of a spoiler, it was a loss. Now, the matchmaking's been pretty pretty even, I'd say, today. I think I've been top tier as many times as I have bottom, with a couple of mid-tier ones thrown in there as well, so it's not been too savage. Some weeks it's just seemed as I've been bottom tier all day with the odd mid-tier thrown in. But there's not many of us that have come down this side of the map, and I've just sort of skipped the bit at the beginning on this one, which is just basically moving across here. The OI Experimental, I think he's the one who just gave me a bit of a hit there. And I'm just trying to get myself into a position where I'm not really exposing much of my tank and I can get a shot at him. He's very tall, so his turret's just sticking up over that ground there. Although that one, I don't know where that one went. But that one just managed to hit him and go through. Can I get the KV-1? No. Somebody takes him out just before I do. Now what I'm going to try and do is use the speed and try and get down to that top corner over here, the sort of northwestern corner, if you will, and see if I can get over there. There is a dip behind there, however I could have sworn I could just see that TD then. Oh, I can now. Managed to get a hit on him, get spotted, and just hear something whiz past, so I think, yeah, do you know what, let's move. Not entirely sure what that was. I'm going to risk stopping and taking a shot at RT though, because I wasn't spotted, but now I am, and something's looking at me. Risk another shot on RT, and then I'm just going to try and hit him on the move while I try and get into that dip, because there are a few things that are paying interest in me now. There's a TD, possibly what shot at me before, and then yeah, do take a big hit as I disappear over that ridge, and that was unfortunate. That's now left me on very little health to play with in this match. And let's see if I can get this T25/2. I can. That was lucky, actually. It was lucky it went where it did. He just stopped and I was anticipating him carrying on moving back. Now I've got to be careful coming up over here. There's a T29. That was badly aimed. I just pulled it down slightly at the last second. Now I know there's that T25/2 over that way somewhere near the, I think possibly near the number 1 spawn. Is that the one that's just on the edge of my detectability circle? And can I see anything on the island? Not from here. Nope, here's the other side of it. We've got somebody in cap, although we are slightly outnumbered now, and we need to spot, so I'm going to go and try and get that T25/2. There he is. I've got to weave towards him. He was just coming back up. I managed to get a hit on the move. Managed to bounce as well, or it just my tracks ate it. I'm not quite sure there. But then unfortunately, yeah, that's when the T29 pops up on the map on the other side. They'd back down into the river, and it wasn't until I got closer that, well, that I spotted them, and they spotted me, unfortunately. But it wasn't too bad. But don't forget, I have got the ×2s on through every single one of these matches, I think it is, so the XP isn't really accurate on some of these. It's just really to show you sort of damage and little bits like that. And again, like I said before, nothing spectacular, nothing special, just very average games, I think, in this. And that's just how my performance has been in this tank. Very, very average. Now, moving along, tier 6 match, so I'm top tier in this one. And I think, yeah, obviously, yes, we have got the full match because it started right at the countdown at the beginning. And this was, I can't remember if this was one of the better ones of the day, I'm not quite sure. I'm just trying to figure out which way to go. I don't know whether to go up the big hill or whether to possibly go off up to the left. And I don't know, try and cover from the other side, and that's why I'm just keeping an eye on where people are going, where the most tanks are going to. And it looks like most people are going up the big hill, so I decided to go up the small one on the other side. And it's, well, it's not particularly accurate, but the rate of fire is not too bad. And I was mistaken before when I said the view range on this is actually, it's not bad for the tier. So I can try and use that and try and get some sort of snipey shots in from somewhere. The armour on this, I don't know, on paper it kind of looks like it should stand up a bit, and you know, there's the odd time where it does, but it just seems to let you down more often than it does save you. I don't know, it's yeah, it's a bit odd like that. But then again, you know, I've had the odd bounce on it where I, you know, really expected to get penned and it hasn't, it's bounced. So I've popped right up onto here, just poke forward so I can get the gun down a bit in case anything comes along the bottom of the valley and I can spot it, and hopefully I can see the guys coming up the other side of this hill. And then myself and anybody else here can try and get some shots in, although the medium and the heavy push further down. But there's a KV-1 coming across. I was a bit wiggly with the aim at first there. I damaged his engine, got his fuel tank, and possibly, nope, I thought I might set him on fire with that second shot if it, and again, damaged engine, he might have fixed it. Next one hit the fuel tank. Normally if you damage the engine and the fuel tanks, there's a good chance you're going to get set on fire with another shot in that sort of general area. Now I got spotted, which is why I'd pulled back, but I'm not anymore, and there's a Churchill 3 across there. I just missed and hit the rock, so I'm going to go for the side of the OI instead. I'm going to see if I can try and... oh, that was kind of badly aimed and it went off to the right as well, and I'm going for the tracking shot now. Oh, I've hit his tracks. That one actually penned and went through. I've not knocked them off yet. And again, that one went through. Go for another one where I think he might be at that time, but he's not there. And I'm still not spotted. The Churchill 3's about dead. And the other side of the valley's looking pretty good. You know, it's not looking too bad. And we do have a 4-tank lead at the moment as well. Now, I'm still being careful though in case there's anything on the other side of the valley, in case I get spotted, in case there's anything down in the valley. And nearly go over there a bit too quickly. And that could have cost me a bit of health. And there is something down in the valley, it's a Crusader. But unfortunately, it spotted me, so yeah, anything that gets close enough on the other side of the valley is also going to be able to shoot across at me, so I need to get rid of this guy before that happens. And I think, yeah, the odd one of my shots has gone slightly wide, but now his is going quite wide. But I've attracted the attention of artillery. And get my tracks back up. There's something still looking at me, so I want to get up and out of here. And now I'm off radar. And if I can just get round on this OI, one shot to the side should do it. Just like that. But again, I've been spotted, so I'm going to keep moving. Yeah, there's something on the other side of that valley. Now, I'm not spotted anymore, and I was going to try and use the trees to get down there, but then I decided to basically just try and take a more direct, faster route, and it's an Electo, a little tier 4. Now, he's above me, and if he was probably on a level with me, there'd be a good chance that he'd bounce. But with him being above me, it obviously reduces the angle on the front of your armour, and that reduces the effective thickness. Although, I think he did just bounce off the back of it then, did he? But I want to take out artillery, because I don't fancy having him at my back. So if I can take him out, it takes a bit of pressure off, and you don't have to worry about shells coming down on your head. And it's about this time where I noticed at the top of the screen that the enemy team had caught up a little bit, and we'd only got a 1-tank lead, which is now 2, but still it's not looking quite as healthy, and the enemy team have actually had quite a good comeback there. We had a 4-tank lead at one point. It got reduced to 1. Now it's 2, and unfortunately, yeah, RNG. And I nearly quit out then by accident because I was going to, I don't know what I was doing, to be honest. I was just pressing buttons. But yeah, nearly quit out. But yeah, they did bring it back quite well, and unfortunately for us, it ended up in a defeat. But that was one of the better games I'd had. It was just a bit unfortunate at the end there with the Electo and the T-34-88. But still came out with a high caliber. And only second on the table as well. The Cheeto just pipped me to the post. But, and it is, I don't know, it's kind of strange that I just sort of kind of got more of a hang of that just as I was getting out of the damn thing. Now I've had a few lag spikes today as well. I'm not entirely sure why. I do seem to experience that more on the Xbox than I do on the PlayStation 3, and I'm not quite sure what it is, whether it's down to, I don't know, whether it's down to the 360 maybe, and it's nothing against the 360. It's just that obviously the processing power isn't, you know, isn't as much as an Xbox One, and whether the wireless equipment in it, like the wireless adapters, whether they're as fast, I don't know. It could be that, it could just be nothing, it could just be the fact that the Xbox servers are more heavily populated because of Xbox One and 360 being on the same ones. But yeah, I do seem to get it more on Xbox. Not a lot, you know, it's not sort of something that happens regularly, but it, you know, it happens a few times a day. Some days more than others. But you don't tend to get it on the PlayStation. Then again, it could be at my end. Now this one, yeah, it was a tier 8 match, and I don't know, I just decided to go at this E25. I don't know why. I thought he was a bit closer to that. I was actually trying to jump over him and land on him, but I just sort of lost my patience a little bit in that match and just thought, you know what, bugger this. Now this one didn't go too badly actually. It wasn't a bad match, it was a tier 8 match again. Again, nothing special, I survived it, did a bit of damage, came out a bit quite happy, not very far at the table. I think I was in the top half. Didn't really see much stuff to actually shoot at. There was the fatherland there. I think I'd done a bit of damage to a T25/2 again before that. T-34-88 was that? And then chased down a Hellcat right at the end, ran into all these guys, didn't realise the KV-4 was facing me, tried to get down here, and the T-95E2 finished me off as I just came out from behind that building. So, but then again, we capped out a few seconds later, so it wasn't too savage. And again, don't forget, I do have the ×2s on. Again, not a particularly good match, but I survived a tier 8 match. And I don't see Ardennes very often. That's the first time I've actually been on Ardennes, I think. To my knowledge, I could be mistaken, but in the last couple of weeks. I didn't know me, I probably put a video on the other day of me on Ardennes, but there you go. I don't remember going on it for the last couple of weeks. Doesn't mean I haven't. Now this one's on Windstorm. Not a particularly good match all round for, well, for the friendly team really. As you can see, we're getting a bit of a kick in. Took out Sherman Jumbo. Came onto this very thin part. Never really, I don't think I've been to this part. The Hellcat just pokes his nose around the corner. I take a chance that I'm going to reload before him, and I do just. But then the T-34-88 comes along. I do manage to get a hit in. I manage to get one more. Somebody else takes him out. And then a KV-13, and I think it's a T-23E3 turn up. Somebody takes out the KV-13, and then just after that, just after I stopped recording, the T-233 actually reversed off the bridge into the water and drowned himself. And I just wish I'd have carried on recording for a few seconds longer. This one, our team, only a couple of mediums really committed and went for the hill. I wasn't going to go that way because it looked like more of the team were, and then they just sort of, I don't know what happened, they just stalled almost. and only a couple of mediums went up the hill and quickly got swamped. I did try and catch up with them, but I couldn't get up there before the enemy team were in a position to just annihilate me before I went up. So I ended up having to pull back, managed to take out a KV-85, and then I just needed to get away and just couldn't quite do it in time. So yeah, it sort of started off alright, got slightly better, went downhill a bit, and sort of finished off okay towards the end of sort of session of this today. And again, this one, somebody highlighted the middle. A few tanks were heading towards the middle to sort of do some spotting and what have you, and then this just turned around about halfway and disappeared somewhere else. So I ended up coming from where I was into the middle to try and do a bit of spotting, but unfortunately, well, most of the team had actually gone the other side of the railway, over towards that sort of bit of river as a separate bit of land, and that's where a lot of the team had headed off towards. So I did spot a few people up here. Well, people had already spotted them. I kept them lit up anyway, but there weren't really that many people there to take advantage of it, unfortunately, and just couldn't hit this OI, and every time I did, I bounced. And some of those were on the side as well. It was just a bit unfortunate. And all of that health went in one go, by the way. Artie hit me, popped up, took a shot at somebody, and just as I'd pulled the trigger, Artie hit me and went from full health to that. So yeah, that was unfortunate. Now this one, yeah, this one really didn't go very well, and well, as you can see, we're only 2 minutes in, and I've kind of gone and got myself in a bit of a situation. I came down here again to try and do a bit of spotting, and the enemy team had pushed quite far up quite quickly, actually. I don't know if I'd just dallied a little bit on the way down here, that could have been the case, but I'm not in a particularly good place. I'm trying to get shots on the 3001H, but every time he hits me, he pens, and I'm trying to snapshot, and this is not the best tank to do that in. And that's when I, yep, noticed that guy just coming up and over that rise. So that one was a short and not so sweet match. Now it's on to port, and I think I'm top tier on this one, I can't quite remember. And it's not going too bad, getting a couple of shots in, but then I got hit by that Panzer III-4, and I didn't see him, just, I don't know if it popped up on the map and I just wasn't paying attention. But the first time I actually noticed him on the map was just as he hit me, so I don't know, I think that was probably my fault. But I managed to take him down with some, quite frankly, lazy gameplay. Didn't notice the Sherman coming up on my left hand side either. Really quite, yeah, lackluster gameplay in this one, just not really paying attention to the map and what have you. I think it's got a bit stir crazy with this tank at this point in the day, and I was quite determined to get out of it. And yeah, so I could just say, "Be gone, you foul beast." So again, you know, a sub 1000 damage game, nothing brilliant, but it was just chipping away at the XP that was needed to get to the next one. And I can't remember if this was the last match I played in it. It might be. No, I think there might be one more. But yeah, this one, tier 7 possibly, and I really didn't want to come across here, but not many people had. And again, a couple of lag spikes. There's a bit of a dodgy bit with a lag spike, but I've come across this way. I'm going to peek round here and spot. Quick snapshot on him, missed, and again, even when I'm aiming, still goes into the floor. I do manage to get one into him there, but I do get penned in return. That one missed though, and then all of a sudden there's a hammer, another heavy, a medium and a TD. So yeah, back up, and there you go, another lag spike, and here's another one. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, it's not looking too good down here. I'm going to pull back slightly and try and get myself into a better position. And as I'm pulling back to try and turn around and get into a better position to put some shots in, there's another two heavies that are coming down there that just disappeared off the map. There's that 3001H Tiger P has turned up now. There's those other two heavies have just reappeared on the map, and they are just popping up like, well, God knows. But yeah, all of a sudden, there's a nice, or a nasty, depending on your perspective, concentration of enemy tanks down on this corner. Yeah, there we go, just one after another. It's a bit like that scene in Aliens where they've got the motion tracker and sort of one dot pops up and then all of a sudden another and another and another, and they realise that they're in the hive. And yeah, it's kind of like that. So I'm going to Scarper. No, not a Scarper. It's called a tactical retreat. I do nearly forget to put fallback, and a bit of a lag spike makes me, makes my tank start turning in a very peculiar way, which is kind of fortunate because I think I was heading towards a cliff at the time. So, you know, lag spikes can be useful. But yeah, I needed to get out of there, and I'm trying to sort of rejoin the rest of the team and kind of get to a position where if I try and keep moving up that way to get to the rest of them, the guys up here are going to see me and kill me. So I turn around to try and come back the other way to try and get up, maybe over to the right and up onto that hill. The Tiger comes around the corner, the 3001H is there. Another heavy up on the top, not even sure what it is, and I've just got no hope. I'm just trying to get away at this point. And it just went particularly badly. In fact, no, that was the last match. But I think I still came out with 3 points, so it can't have been too savage. Well, it can have been, because the rest of the team could have done not particularly well, but there you go. Anyway, I'm out of it now, so I'm on to the 3002D, so that's what I'll be in next week. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that one. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, hopefully all done with my new equipment. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.